Hi Flosstube, I'm Tamara, the PD Stitcher. Today is Saturday, June 13th, and this is my channel about cross stitch. Welcome back to all of my returning friends, and welcome to anybody who's new. I hope you stick around, and if you see something that you like, I hope that you'll click the subscribe button so that you can continue to come back and visit. I welcome your comments, your likes. I appreciate them. I love getting to know other people in the Flosstube and cross stitch community. It's such an encouragement to have people who share the same interests and who encourage us, especially during this time where cross stitch for me has become an outlet to just relax and take my mind off of the things going on in the world. So that being said, the last Flosstube I had, this is Flosstube number 10. The last one I did was last week, and it was my Mania Recap. So today I'm just going to go over everything I've worked on since the beginning of this month. And I did have one finish. I'm working on these three Santas from Fast and Festive 50 Christmas Designs by Leisure Arts. And the design works. And so I've done this one already. I just finished this one last week, and then I still have a little bit to go on the one with the list. So here's where I am on that. And I don't know if it's showing up, the sparkle in this metallic thread here and in the wreath. I think it's kind of catching the light, you can kind of see it, but I love how that just draws that out and gives it a little bit of shine. I'm not a big fan of metallics, but I love the effects that it gives. So that's my one and only finish, was working on that one part in the middle. I finished the wreath, the Santa with the wreath. And then I've been kind of an ADHD stitcher the last couple of weeks. In 2 weeks, I've worked on maybe 12 different things because I'm trying to meet the prompts for the groups that I'm in, for magical stitches and literature, for enchanted stitching. I'm playing semi-sane bingo. And if it requires 50 stitches, sometimes I have to pull out a different project to do 50 stitches in it and then put it away and then pull out something else and do 50 stitches in it in order to meet the prompts. And so it's made me a little bit ADHD. And I'm trying to rethink my plans going forward because I would really like to see a little bit more progress on some things, instead of doing a little bit in a lot of different projects. But my first whip is Lavender and Lace, Angel of Freedom. And I love this. She's so beautiful. I love the colors, the dark jewel tones. So here's where she is this morning. And I'm sorry I didn't iron. But I worked a good bit on the blue in this part of her dress and down in here. The front half of her, I've got a little bit left in her dress, and then I have to do the bells, which are all in metallics. And I'm saving those. Like I said, I love the look of the metallics. I don't like always working with metallics, so I tend to save them towards the end, which might not be a good idea. Maybe if I did them as I go, I could get them done a little bit at a time instead of saving it all to the end and pulling my hair out because I'm doing nothing but metallics at that point. How do you work with metallics? If you do metallics, do you do it as you go, or do you save it to the end if you have pieces that have some metallics and mostly DMC or fancy floss, cotton threads? The next thing is Ornate Easter Egg, and I don't have a pattern cover image to show you for this. It came out of the April 2019 Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I've got a good bit of this done. It should be done by next Easter, or at least to finish before next Easter. I've got to do down in here to finish the egg shape with the little white circles and then fill them in the rest of the white circles. And that is on 32 count Platinum Lugana. The Angel of Freedom was on 32 count Sweet Pea. I'm really bad at remembering to say that. I look at it, I know it, I just forget. And I have my notes here, which is what I keep looking at. The next one I also don't have a cover image for, but this one's got such a good bit amount done that you can kind of tell what it's supposed to be. This is my Clemson University Tigers. My husband graduated from Clemson. I graduated from Clemson. Most of my kids are big Clemson fans, the ones that like football, college football. So I'm making this for my son. This is the Clemson University Tigers football helmet. As you can see, I've got a little bit of orange left here, and then I've got to do the bottom. This is a page break. So the next page is only like 5 lines of actual stitching. I love those kind of pages. And then I have the rest of the face mask of the helmet to do. But I'm doing this 1/1 on 28 count antique white Jobelin. And so they're little tiny stitches, but I didn't want a very big piece. I wanted it to be somewhat small. So I'm straining my eyes to do 1/1 on that. But it's coming along really good. I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping to finish that by the end of football season this year. Hopefully there will be a football season this year. Otherwise I'm going to have some very sad people in my house, and that won't be a pleasant experience for anybody. Next is a project that I have in my one and only fancy project bag. This is my So Much to Love project bag with Mickey Mouses. It's not a Mickey Mouse project or even a Disney project, but since this is my one and only project bag that I own, all the rest are in just vinyl Ziploc bags from Amazon. So I put my piece that's going to probably live with me the longest in it. This is my Haid that I've started. I've got 2 or 3 Haids that are sitting in the wings waiting to be started, but I haven't pulled them out and started them yet. This one I've started, and I know it's going to be a very long process to do these, but this is what it is. It's Christmas 2. The artwork's by Ciro Marchetti, and I'm a big Nutcracker fan. I love Nutcrackers and the icicle lights and all the different colors. This is just beautiful. And so this is where I am on it. And I love how when you're working on it, you can't really tell. You're just doing lots of X's, but then as you get through pages, you can start seeing the actual objects in the piece. So I've done, this is page 1, page 2, and then I moved down here, so I'm gonna work on this page, which I think is 7, 8, I'm not sure, but here, and then we'll move over to here, and then I'll probably move my key snap over and work across for a while before I work down even more. So that one, like I said, I've gotten 2 pages done. There are 84 pages in my pattern, the way it was printed, because it was printed with large print. So 84 pages, yeah, that's gonna be a long project. And that was on 25 count easy grid. I have to have the easy grids for my full coverage, my large full coverage. It makes it so much easier because I don't want to have to pre-grid my own. I don't want to draw the lines. I don't want to have to use thread to do it. I would rather have it already come gridded for me. My next one is Shades of Autumn. And this one I did print out a cover picture. This is from Just Cross Stitch, October 2017. And I love this. It's going to be so pretty when it's done. But like my Haid, it's going to be a long process because it's very intricate. I almost showed you the back side. Although the back side doesn't look bad, I'll show you the back. Very proud of the back of this one. There's some I will never show you the back of because it's hideous. But as I've watched more Flosstube and felt a little bit more comfortable recently, I've started being a little bit more careful in the backs of my projects and not carrying like I used to when I was a new stitcher. So this is what it looks like now, and as you can tell, when you compare this with this, I have a lot to do. I haven't even gotten to the middle, really, of this sun looking thing at the top. So, yeah, this is gonna take me a while, but it's gorgeous. I love these colors going down this. I've got one more row, you can't really tell in here, but one more row of a color to do through these stripes. and then I'm going to go across the top before I go down further with the striping on the side border. But it's beautiful, and I can't wait to get it in my house, done and finished up on a wall for autumn. It won't be this autumn. Probably won't be autumn 2021 either. That's okay. I'm more of a process stitcher than a product stitcher. I enjoy sitting and stitching, and it relaxes me. If I end up with a finished product that I can finish off completely, great. If I don't, I still am getting the enjoyment out of just sitting and stitching and relaxing. The next one I have is March from the Cricut collection. I started all of the months, well, not all of the months. I started January through June as 6 of my Mania starts. So this is what it looks like. Well, what it's supposed to look like when I'm done. And I'm working across. I always start in the top left corner and work my way across. So I'm working across, and I've started on M for March. So I haven't gotten a ton done on this one. I have the lion's head and 1/2 of the M, and that's about it. I don't even have the full lion's head because, as you can tell, I've got to do something right here with his mouth because I'm pretty sure his mouth is not green. And this is on 32 count Vesper from Picture This Plus, and I love this color. It's just gorgeous. I'm trying to stay organized and neat because right now my table looks like a hot mess with cross-stitch stuff all over it. So if I at least put it somewhat in a pile when I'm done, it won't take me forever to put everything away and get back to stitching. My next one is one of the patterns that was released from during the Be Well and Stitch back in March and April. And this is from the Blue Flower. It's Let Joy Be Unconfined. I know almost everybody who downloaded patterns from Be Well and Stitch have already done theirs, got them done, a lot of them finished. Yeah, I'm slow. So I'm still working on mine. I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the summer. I would love to have it done by the end of June. We shall see. And on this one, I'm doing a full color conversion because, as you can see on this, the background is light. And I decided to do it on 32 count Nocturne. So it's a much darker background. And I'm doing all of this in DMCs, and I just pulled some colors that I thought would look good together. Had some help from Annie at the Joy-Filled Stitcher. She gave me some input on what I pulled a color, and she said, I don't think that's going to show up, and she was right, so I pulled a different one. But I love these colors on here, and it's just gorgeous. I love this wall right here with these yellows and beiges. So I'm not far from being done. I've got Let Joy Be Unco. So just finished this and some flowers up in here. So I should be able to finish that relatively quickly if I could focus and work on one project, or even just 2 projects in a week instead of 7 or 8. I would probably finish more. The next one I've worked on, I told you I've worked on a lot. I'm doing the Summer Signs from Tiny Modernist, and the one I worked on this week was Sunshine. Sunshine is the best medicine, and that is so true. It's been raining here a lot. I miss sunshine. I'm hoping we'll get some today, but we're supposed to also have rain. I need sunshine, but not heat. If it could be sunny and like 75 degrees, 80 degrees all the time, it'd be great. When it was sunny earlier this week, it was in the 90s. It was hot. So I started working, and I'm using this one piece for like for all 4 of the signs. So you can see there's one here, and the others on the back. But this is the one I worked on this week. So I've worked on the border. I love borders. They're pretty. A lot of times they're an integral part of the pattern. I hate stitching borders. It's just monotonous. It's great if you just want to use one color and just work and do mindless because you know what the pattern is repeating. So if I'm watching something and I just want to do mindless stitching, borders are great. But sometimes they're just really monotonous. The next one I worked on, and this is one that, and one of the other months that I started during Mania. It's June from the Cricut collection. And I have a goal for this one for this month. I want to finish the next letter. I finished J completely during Mania. And so my goal is to get U done. So I have it in my keys now. Let me take the side off so you can see how far I've got. I'm going to hold it up by the board too so you can see the J a little bit better. But I have the J completely done. And I've started on the U. I've got half of the letter U, and then I need to go around the other side and then finish the motifs that are in the U. So it's not bad. I'm hoping to get the rest of the U done this month. That's one of my goals. And then what I'm planning to do, since we are in June, I'm working on June. And like I said, I started January through June for Mania. Next year's Mania, I'm going to start July through December as 6 of my Mania starts. So for the rest of this year, I'm going to work on whatever month is 6 months away. So in July, I'm going to work on January. In August, I'll work on February, and so on. So that hopefully I can finish these months before they come around, so that in January will be done. We'll see. I have plans. I don't always follow my plans, but I have plans. My last whip. Y'all, I told you I worked on a ton of different things, but didn't get much done in any of them. But my last one that I worked on is the Santa from the Chalkboard Christmas Greetings by the Tiny Modernist. So I worked on the Santa. And this is on 32 count chalkboard black. And again, I put all 4 of those on one piece, so I'm trying to figure out how to show just my Santa. Oh, that color is, the light is blowing this out, but it's gorgeous on this black. This is actually a pretty deep black. There we go, that's a little bit better. But I've finished the presents. I've got to finish the last little bit over here because it ends with this little arrow thing over here. I got a lot of his arm and suit done over here. So I'm getting there. Like I said, with all of these, I think if I just sat down and stitched on one thing for a couple of days, I probably would be much closer to a finish or my goal or whatever. I don't know why I can't just focus, but that's okay. So that's all my whips. I did get a lot done. I mean, let me rephrase. I got a lot done in little pieces on a lot of different things. So I guess maybe in the long run, I'll finish a lot of things because I'll work on a lot of different things for a little bit at a time. So who am I watching? Because I don't watch much TV anymore. Mostly when I'm stitching, I'm watching Flosstube. I started watching Sambry Stitches a couple weeks ago. I found her Flosstube and love her. Becca she's just so sweet. And I love the series that she's doing right now, doing interviews with different Flosstubers. In fact, I found a couple of new Flosstubers to watch because of her interviews that she did with them. Also, she showed her patriotic wall that she has and all of her patriotic stitching. And I don't have a lot of patriotic pieces yet. Like I said, I've been stitching for a long time, but mostly I was a monogamous stitcher, and most of that stitching was on Christmas stockings for my kids. So I don't have a lot of seasonal pieces that are finished. And I don't have any finished patriotic, and she has some of the most beautiful pieces. So I love watching what she's working on. And then Dina at Half Stitch Cross Stitch, she is a cross stitcher in Georgia, which is just one state over, so she's close by. And I'm hoping maybe one day when we can travel again and actually go places, maybe if I can head over to Georgia, I'll get to meet her in person. But she's doing this really, really cute Raggedy Ann and Andy piece for a friend of hers, and it is beautiful, and it makes me nostalgic because I think back on my childhood. I had a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll, and so every time she shows her piece, it just brings back my childhood memories. And then she's got a new puppy, Coco, and so she's been working on a lot of dog-related items. And those pieces are so cute. Absolutely adorable. So plans. What are my plans? My plans are to focus. Maybe if I can focus, I'll get something done from my plans. But my plans are I'm going to keep working on June. I'm hoping maybe this week I can finish the letter U. And then I would like to get another page finish on Christmas 2, my Haid. And then I have another full coverage piece that I showed in my last video called Cardinal in the Snow that I want to get a page finish on. And that one is from an Etsy shop. And then I have to figure out, I can't seem to keep up with all the homeworks and all the prompts for all the groups that I'm in. So I think I'm going to focus on Magical Stitches homework. And if I can also get some of those prompts to some of the pieces that I'm working on to fit prompts in Enchanted Stitching, then I'll do those, but I'm not going to try and go above and beyond and do all the prompts for both groups. And then I was able to get a line bingo in Semi-Same Bingo, and that was really exciting because I only had 5 numbers called and 4 of them were in the end column, so I got a bingo really fast. I was very excited about that because I went for 3 days without a single number being called, so that was very exciting when I got to say that I had bingo. But I'm not sure I'm going to continue working on the bingo numbers because it's just, for me, I'm doing the same version, so it's just 50 stitches in that color. And so I end up having to stop what I'm working on, pull out the piece that has that color in it, do 50 stitches of that color, and then I go back to the piece I was working on. But it's hard for me when I put something down to pick it back up and get started again. So I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with bingo. It's been fun, but I think next time maybe I'll do the insane version where you have to do 300 stitches and 150 have to be in that color, because then I'll get more progress on a piece. And y'all, I'm sorry, but I'm feeling a little froggy right now. It's only 7-something in the morning here, so that's probably why. But I wanted to get up and get this recorded before my household got really crazy. 3 of my girls are up, but they're going to go running early this morning. 2 of them are. The other one's waiting for somebody to get done with what they're doing so she can go run with her. Cross-country season starts. Practices start. Official practices start next Monday. Not this Monday, but the next Monday. And my girls have been running on their own to prepare. Soccer season starts this week with tryouts for the travel teams. So things are starting to get back to some semblance of normal. But even those practices and tryouts aren't normal because they can't. We got the, I guess, protocol for cross country. The coach sent me the email day before yesterday about the protocol, and they have to wear masks to and from practices. They don't have to wear them when they're running, thankfully, because I think that would be very, very difficult. They have to have their temperature taken when they get there. They have to stay 6 feet apart and practice social distancing before they start running, when they're all just there waiting to start practice. But while they're running, the rules say they have to stay 12 feet apart. I don't know how you stay 12 feet apart from somebody running on a trail. The trails are not wide. One of my girls said, so can I not pass somebody if I'm faster than them? So that's a good question, and I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. I'm pretty sure the reasoning is just to keep them from running in groups. I know a lot of teams around here, when they go running, they run in a pack. Like the three or 4 of the teammates will run together in a pack, and I think it's just to keep that from happening because, social distancing. And for soccer tryouts this week, they can't do a lot of things. They can't do a full soccer game or even do more than like 3 people versus 3 people, and with minimal contact. They can't use their hands, although you're not supposed to use your hands in soccer anyways, except for throw-ins or if you're the goalkeeper. So we'll see. It'll be nice to kind of get back to some semblance of normal for my kids and have their activities back up. And they ended up canceling the rest of the theater season for my 2 older girls. They were going to do Shrek Junior, so instead of whatever they had planned for the fall, they're just going to move Shrek Junior to the fall and do it then. So at least they will still get to do the play that they were working on. I know one of my girls was thinking she might want a different part. She wasn't really happy with the part she got. she's happy with any part that she gets. Don't get me wrong, but she's happy to have a part. But some of the girls who graduated are leaving openings in other parts, so she's thinking maybe she'll try out for one of those, and we'll see. But I'm excited that they're starting to get back into their things. But it's also a little bit, I don't know, as a mama, concerned. I don't want them to be out and exposed to a lot of stuff and bringing it home. There's 7 of us who live here. I don't really want I don't like it when any disease comes into our house, and this one's just, it's a little scary. So let's go back to cross stitch, because like I said, this is a channel about cross stitch, not about the world right now. So I do have some haul. I'm very excited, and not a lot. I've been trying to maintain my budget, but I'm in the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month. And so this month I got 32 count Ozark. This was my May piece, and it's just beautiful. You can't see it. Let me see if I can get the color to show up. It's a green. It's like a light sage green, but this is not showing at all. Let me see if I put it next to the white. There we go. That's better. Well, maybe. There we go. It's cloudy out, and so I have the inside light on, so the lighting's not the best to get this coloring. But it's a very pretty sage green. I'm not really sure what I want to put on it, but I have some ideas. I'm thinking, I'll keep thinking if you have any ideas. If you want to enable me to have more haul next time, give me some ideas what I can put on that Ozark. And then last, I showed you I was working on March. Yeah, I bought 2 of the March patterns. So I have 2. I don't need 2. I'm only one person, and I'm only going to stitch it once. So we're going to do a giveaway for March from the Cricut collection. So, you know what? This would have looked really pretty on that Ozark. Come to think of it, look at that background. That would have been beautiful. But I'd already started it. So. But that's a thought. I'll have to look and see if there is another month that would look good. But here's words. Goodness. Here's what you need to do. You need to be 18 or older so I can get your address. Don't say giveaway or win or any of those words in your comment, but I do want you to use the word March in your comment somewhere. That's the key word I'm going to look for, is the word March. And I'm sorry, my ear just kicked on and it's going to be loud, but I'm going to finish this up real quick. So say the word March in your comment, and I'll enter you for the giveaway, and hopefully I will video again on Friday. If not, it'll be Saturday morning. I tried 5 times yesterday and I just gave up, so I did it this morning. So y'all stay happy, stay healthy, keep stitching, and have a good week. Bye.